Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E Nation for this very long time coming review of Crown Royal XR Blue Label. I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower. And I am joined this evening by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
the 16-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, non-chill filtered, product distilled, your blend master of ceremonies himself, Tony fucking G.
Yes, folks, and this is something that I was cleaning out the liquor cabinet, and I found a delightful little sample. Yes, folks, Crown XR, the blue label. I remember saving this back when we had this bottle many moons ago, and now here we are, folks. So I say, it's time.
Oh.
What did you expect?
Cork pop.
Thing's been closed for like better part of 6 years.
That's true. It's been a minute.
Yeah, like at least 6 years.
So what makes this special, Phil?
Well, this is there's two distilleries that are very important to the Crown Royal history. There's the Waterloo Distillery and the La Salle Distillery. I believe this blue is some of the last of the La Salle Distillery. The Waterloo Distillery, long since gone, went down in a fire, and that was drank up long ago, and that's the Crown Royal XR Red. Now, let me know in the comments if I got that back ass words, if you will. But this is some of the finest Canadian whiskey in all God's creation, and we get to have it right here, and we're going to enjoy it with you, beautiful people. Boy, that's heavy rye.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, that's rye whiskey. Boy, you're going to hate this. Like, yeah, I'm smelling an overwhelming amount of rye. Now, granted, that tracks with Canada.
There's not a mesquite, but it's like mesquite adjacent. Like a candy cane rye, yeah.
Okay. Slanjava. Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, very sweet.
Right, candy cane sweet.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That is gorgeous.
It's got the rye tingly on the back. Yeah, no, I'm going to stick with maybe it's not mesquite, but God, it's close. It's really close.
You feel like they tried a little harder with the barreling, with the toasting, which they generally don't. They stick with a handful of things that they like in Canada, and they don't really move from it that much.
That's really nice. This is 95? 90?
No, it was 40% ABV.
Really?
Straight up 40%.
Really? It bites a little harder than that.
Yeah, but not too bad. Now, T.
It's very. It's.
Don't worry, we're
delightful.
In post-production, we're gonna put a beautiful Crown XR bottle right here. It's gonna look so awesome. You're not even gonna be able to tell. Jerry Brockheimer is gonna be like, Phil, your editing is amazing. Please come work on my next movie. All that's gonna happen.
Sure.
Okay. Now, we're gonna grade this on a couple of 5-star scales here, T. 5 meaning you have to have it before you shuffle off this mortal coil. 0 meaning pass it on by. The K.O.E Nation has advised you well. We're gonna grade this as
chocolate.
A Crown Royal release. We're gonna grade this as a Canadian whiskey. And fuck it, because it's right. We're gonna grade it as a rye whiskey. Come on.
Sure.
I mean, like, I'm sorry, I'm being like Darth Vader. Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
Fine.
Then we're gonna grade it as cask aged spirit. It's shelving, and for those new to the show, the secret 6th question. Okay. So, Tony, as a Crown Royal release.
Oh, this is I'm gonna give this a solid 4.25 as a Crown Royal.
I'm gonna give this 4.75.
Okay.
I've had the Crown Royal XR Red Label, and that is the finest Canadian whiskey that has ever been.
Okay. All right.
In my personal opinion, if you haven't had it, you just don't know. Okay? Like the Crown Royal XR Red Label, I have never had a finer Canadian whiskey. And so yeah, I'm going to give this 4.75. The only one between this and that would be Caribou Crossing in just terms of just sweetness. But it's also got kind of a mainstream palate. Some people might not like it, but yes, if you've never had XR Red Label, it's the pinnacle. So, as a Canadian whiskey,
I'm gonna go with. There's a lot of Canadian whiskey, let's be frank, that just hovers in between. As Canadian, 1 to 2 stars because they just mass produce the stuff, and that's at like 70% of the brands out there. Then you've got Crown Royal, which is such a widespread brand that it just kind of sits above those with just its entry level because it's a cleaner version of all that. This is a higher quality version. So I'm going to go 4 stars as Canadian whiskey. You could do a lot worse.
I'm going to stick with 4.75 as a Canadian whiskey because, again, this is pretty much the pinnacle of what you're going to get out of Canada. There's only there's an infinity gauntlet worth of brands that are going to be better. Okay.
I'm a big fan of Wiser's myself.
Yes, I'm trying to be kind of the algorithm, trying to just shoehorn any Marvel reference I can there too. So I'm never above, shameless self-promotion.
I'm a big fan of the Wiser's 18, and even bigger fan of the Wiser's 15 specifically.
Yeah, the Wiser's higher age statement's really good.
Yeah, I really need to get that 21 year.
I'm actually thinking about for my dad's 70th birthday, my brother and I are going to get him each a bottle of 35 year, which is only like $150, which I know that's a lot of scratch. But your old man only turned 70 once, and so 35.
That makes sense.
There you go. That's something we were thinking about.
I like it,
but we'll see what happens. The old man will probably just be like, "Why didn't you just get me Crown Royal?" Because that's my old man. But yeah. So I'm gonna give this 4.75. Now, as a rye whiskey, search your feelings. You know what to be.
Fine. As a rye, I'll give it 2.75 because it's not going to cut like a rye. It's a low ABV. It's forward. It's sweet. It's got an okay finish.
I'm giving it 4 stars as a rye. I love it.
It's really good, but this isn't for me. This isn't like, oh my god, you got to try this rye.
Yeah, sorry, just me being a smart ass, but I'm right, folks. Now, cask age spirit.
So what's the age statement?
They do not give an age because it's a blend.
What can we speculate? The whiskeys were probably
some of it
2 to 6, 7, 8.
Some of the whiskey is going to be a younger for the blend, but some of it is like 15, 16, almost 20 years old.
Okay.
So
in that regard, that's impressive, but you're also neutralizing that elixir with very young, very lower quality whiskey. So the casking is going to get hurt in that regard. I'm going to go 3.5.
3.5. I'm going to agree with you. 3.5. Now, the shelving, obviously.
Well, this is one that you're not going to get your hands on, so yeah, it's got to be a top.
You can still occasionally see this in the locked cabinets of a few liquor stores.
There you go.
Approaching $200-$300 now. It used to be like $150, $180. That was like the weird splurge bottle that you'd drink, with you and your brothers for some stupid holiday. But now that's a little too expensive. I'm gonna say, it's a top shelf. Now the secret fifth question: when this bottle runs empty, will I seek another?
Well,
zoom up single tier. Gonna get the last few drops out of it.
Might as well. There you go.
If I can ever secure a bottle of Crown Royal XR 21 again, I would try, but also it's sort of like, Robin Williams or Richard Pryor, depending on who you attribute the joke to, about like there's certain bad habits that are God's way of telling you make too much money. So we'll see.
Sure.
We'll see if I can come across such a thing ever again. But folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, that has been this review of Crown Royal XR Blue Label. God bless all y'all. Travel well. Tony, take it away.
Catch you next time, folks. The bottle is not there.